Hi, everyone. I am Cynthia, the founder of screenlessplaymore.com. Welcome to Book Bites with Screen Less Play More, where I fill you in on the basics of one of my favorite books, whether it be about parenting or screen time or play, because I know you do not have very much time as a parent and your time is very precious. And often you do not have time to read an entire book, but you would like to know what it's about. So today I am going to give you a quick overview of my very, very favorite parenting book. It is called Hunt, Gather, Parent: What Ancient Cultures Can Teach Us About the Lost Art of Raising Happy, Helpful Little Humans. It is written by Michaleen Doucleff, and it definitely changed the way I parent. This book gives you just two main ideas to implement into your daily life, and they are easy to remember. Number one is let your children help. And number two, don't yell at your children. Pretty easy, right? No, neither one of them is easy at all, but they are easy to remember. And once you implement them, they are truly life-changing. So this book gave me permission to stop going to the overstimulating, overpriced arcade and just let the kids play outside or help me around the house. This book told me that it's okay for us to do things that are not, quote, child-centered, but instead have kids do actual work. Because let's face it, our kids will eventually need to wash a dish or plunge a toilet. So let them follow you around and learn life skills. Because little kids actually do think that's fun. Honestly, they do. I don't know about you, but I was so sick of being my kids' full-time cruise director. We were spending every moment of our free time going to t-ball class, or the play date with the mom that I didn't particularly enjoy, or the trampoline park that felt more like a rave than a playground. But Michaleen Doucleff, she agrees and states, quote, "I never really enjoyed these activities. Saying it makes me feel like a bad mom, but it's true. At kid-friendly places, I was either completely bored or utterly overstimulated by the noise, lights, and chaos." She confesses, to my relief, quote, "Playing at home with Rosie in the living room wasn't much better. Some afternoons I'd rather have stabbed my eyes out than play another session of Princess Elsa and Anna. But I told myself this is what a good mother does." And I can really relate to what she's saying there. I think many of us have fallen into the trap of cooking and cleaning when our children are asleep or watching screens, and spending every other minute catering to their entertainment. And this was especially true when I was a working mom, because I felt like doing chores or errands on the weekend was a waste of my children's time, and that I should instead be fostering something educational like library story time or a class about ecology at the nature center. And of course, as we drove there, we listened to mind-numbing children's music that made me feel like I was being tortured by the CIA. So, when Michaleen Doucleff visited the Yucatan, she found that Maya parents do not feel the need to schedule many, if any, of these child-centered activities. And a child-centered activity would be something that you do solely for your kids that you would not do if you didn't have children. But, quote, "Instead, the parents give their children an even richer experience, something that many Western kids do not get much of: real life." So tip number one from Hunt, Gather, Parent is let your children help. I'm sure you've noticed how toddlers are always wanting to help and saying, "I can do it myself." So let them. They might break a dish while unloading the dishwasher, but this is how you make happy workers. Have you heard yourself say, "Let me do it because it'll go faster. You go play"? Well, you were teaching your child that their job is to play or to go on the iPad while you work. And no wonder they don't want to help out once they're 14. But it is not too late. Let your teens help with dinner or grab that book from the high shelf. You can still make a helpful human. Our children learn how to become adults from us, and if we don't teach them the ins and outs of adult life, then somebody else will. And in the current culture, anything we don't teach them, they will probably learn from some yahoo on TikTok. So bring your kids along to fill the car with gas. Give them a chance to push the lawnmower. Let them help you make breakfast pancakes. Not only does it give them the skills of life, but it instills confidence and a sense of purpose. Doucleff writes that, quote, "By welcoming children into the adult world, you confirm that they belong on the family's team. Metaphorically, you're giving them a membership card that they carry around in their back pockets, and that card offers full access to the benefits and responsibilities of the team. This card tells the child, I do what the adults do because I'm part of the group. When the family does laundry, I do laundry. When the family cleans, I clean. You name it, the kid will follow. And it's true. You're not doing your kids any favors if they play Minecraft while you balance your checkbook or make the bed. They need to know this stuff. My college roommate did not know how to open a washing machine when she arrived at the dorm freshman year. So please do not hamstring your children like this. You're not saving them from dirty work. You're actually setting them up for embarrassment and failure. Michaleen says that, quote, every time we choose an activity devoted to and centered around the child, we slowly take away that membership card. We tell children that they're different from the rest of the family, that they're a bit like a VIP who is exempt from the family's work and exempt from the adult activities. Doucleff noticed that her Western way of parenting had been teaching her daughter that her role in the house was to play Legos and watch educational videos and be served meals, while her adult role was to clean, cook, do the laundry, and shuffle her from one activity to the next. So why in the world would she put on her shoes when she asked her to? Why would she eat the broccoli that she cooked or get in bed when everybody was exhausted? So yes, that brings us to the dreaded bedtime routine. And this is exactly where Michaleen Doucleff's parenting tip number 2 came in very handy in our house. Don't yell at your kids. For real. I know I sound crazy, and I thought this sounded like the most impossible feat attempted by humankind, but I found that after I tried not to yell, things really changed in our family. Bedtime used to be absolutely awful. 2 hours of yelling, crying, stalling, running around, chasing, cussing, but I tried it, and I used Doucleff's 2 main suggestions. Number 1, stop talking. Walk away if you have to. And number 2, learn to have less or even no anger. We Westerners tend to talk a lot. And when I was trying to get my kids into bed, it was an avalanche of, hold still, what are you doing? You know better than that. Hurry up, get back here. If you don't get your teeth brushed by the count of 3, just so on and on and on and on and on. And it wasn't working. So one night I decided that I was going to try to complete the bedtime routine without raising my voice. And it was hard. It was really, really hard. But what she suggests is just walk away. Sometimes if you're finding your blood pressure rising or you feel the need to bark demands, just turn your back and walk away. When you find yourself thinking that I just want to sit on the couch with a glass of wine and these jerks can't even put on their pajamas, just take a breath. When you feel the anger first coming on, she says, quote, you can leave the room, get out of the car, walk down the sidewalk, walk across the park, or simply turn your back on the child. Michaleen Doucleff learned from the Inuit community how to, quote, parent with calmness. It's our responsibility as the adult to help children learn how to calm themselves down, quote, and the best way to do that, whether the issue is crying, screaming, or an endless stream of demands, is for the adult to interact with the child from a place of the utmost calm. And this is the best quote in the entire book. She said, seriously, we are talking about a degree of calmness that we rarely see in Western culture. Think lying face down on a massage table calmness, or the way you feel after taking a long hot bath. Think Mr. Rogers stoned. That is just the best. So, the 2 main things that Hunt, Gather, Parent is suggesting that we do is to let our children help, because that is how they are going to learn all the things they're going to need to know as an adult. That teaches them how to be helpful. And number 2, don't yell at your kids. It takes a while to get used to, but I promise you can get there. And you really, truly, I think, will see a massive change in how your children act around you, how they react to you. So I hope this has helped you. Check out Hunt, Gather, Parent by Michaleen Doucleff. And if you want any more information on great books, check out screenlessplaymore.com. I also have a Substack of the same name. And there's always the podcast. So thank you so much for being with us and giving me some of your precious parenting time.